and all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke na nke pụrụ m ihe niile Chukwu okike abịa onye na-efe na aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla na ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị n'ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebede ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro. Iwe nye anyị ndụ ala nke dị n'uwere n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọbụla anyị aka ike niile na ọbadịrị aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezi oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na ihe n'ikpere anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbagba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna n'ihere bụ nke ndị dị etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile onye ọbụla anyị a na-azọpụta onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na ọtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise ise ise.
Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much. And remember, in this channel, I speak up for all the indigenous tribes in the contraption corner Nigeria that are being oppressed. Mainly the Biafrans, the Oduduwans, the Middle Beltans. I speak up for the things happening in Nigeria, the killings that are happening in Nigeria. We are coming on daily basis to speak up about these issues. We are not preaching hate speech. We are not talking down on anybody. We are saying live and let live. And for those who have said the indigenous tribe in the country called Nigeria would not live, like the Fulani Janjaweed have said, they will not live either. It is not a hate speech. We are defending ourselves and will do everything possible to make sure that we defend ourselves. We cannot allow our blood to use for any peace. We cannot allow our blood to use for any negotiation. We will stand our ground and continue to set the record straight. And most importantly, we will not allow the conventional media to continue to play down what is going on in the country called Nigeria. We can't allow them to continue to play it down. We will continue to bring the information to the front burner exactly the way it is, without mixing words, without being politically correct. We'll set the record straight. Remember, today is another sit at home. Thank God the Biafrans are listening and they are doing the needful. People are sitting at home in Biafra land, more especially the southern part of Nigeria today, to air their opinion and to show solidarity to Asuli Namazin Nandekan for his kidnap from Kenya and rendition to Nigeria. We will not stop until Mazin Nandekan is released unconditionally. We are not talking down on those who decided to go their ways to say they are pursuing the political solution. They should go ahead and pursue whatever they are pursuing, the political solution. But many of us do not believe on their political position. That is why we are going on our civil disobedience until Mazin Nandekan is being released. We cannot stop doing what we are doing that is working simply because we made a promise. You can only believe a promise that somebody who makes a promise and fulfill it. But it is on record that the political elite in the southeastern part of Nigeria have never made any promise and fulfilled it. They were there when our people was mowed down. They were even the people who called off terrorists. They were the people who prescribed IPOB. They were the same people who planned to go and kill Mazin Nandekan in his house through Python dance. They are still there today. The so-called military are invading the southeastern part of Nigeria, killing innocent people on a daily basis. You saw a lot of videos that came from here, where people were fired and in their own house, killed, homes bombed. They saw it and they did nothing. Those same people are coming out, telling us they're going to go for negotiation. We can't believe it and we cannot stop what we are doing. We can't stop. And any Biafran that feel that he or she will stop what she is doing because of a false promise that was given, you are wasting your time. You are playing for your own life. It doesn't matter who you saw in that very Asarok that day. It doesn't matter who was there. We cannot believe anything until we see our Mazin Nandekan out. We cannot stop what we are doing until Mazin Nandekan is released unconditionally. Anybody that is telling you anything contrary to that is deceiving you. It's deceiving you. Most importantly, you have to know that these people went on their own to go and beg. They were not called upon to come and discuss. In the normal sense of it, if they have waited until they are being called upon, it would have been better. Things would have been better. They will be speaking on a very higher ground. What these people are supposed to do, the so-called politicians and traditional rulers and whatever you call them, what they are supposed to do is to join the masses in the sit at home. That is what they are supposed to do. They were supposed to join the masses. As masses have started to sit at home, they are supposed to lead a protest. That is what they are supposed to do. The masses have aired their opinion to make the whole world know that they are in solidarity with Asomali and they are asking for his unconditional release because he has not committed any crime. What Ohaneze Ndibo and the political elite and those who call themselves leaders who have gone to Abuja, what they were supposed to do is to come out openly, join their own people and march in solidarity with Amazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are supposed to join the sit at home. Not only joining the sit, what they are supposed to do is to call a rally, call a protest that people will march on the street on Monday. That is what they're supposed to do. They were supposed to join the protest, march on the street with the people. When you march on the street with people, the whole world will see what is happening, and the Janjaweed will now invite you for a talk. When you go to the table, you will be sitting down and you'll be discussing on a strong side. But now you are the one begging. And it is on record that has never anybody that begged anything from government and they gave it to him. You don't beg from your enemy. You don't beg. You don't beg. You are going to negotiate from the side of weakness. And how do you think you can achieve anything positive? How do you think you can achieve anything positive when you are begging from the side of weakness? You are negotiating from a very weak side. You are begging. In the normal circumstances, you're supposed to be wait until you are being called upon. You're supposed to be doing what you are doing. Whatever you are doing to make sure that your son is being released, you will continue to do it. Protest. Shout if you can shout. Cry if you can cry. Jump if you can jump. Until people begin to talk and now call you for negotiation. Then you will stand on a solid ground and begin to negotiate. But as you are negotiating from a weak ground, we cannot trust anything that you are saying. The imposter in Nasrallah that you met told you that he's going to think about it and look into it. Not only that, he told you that what you are asking for him is difficult. Which I don't blame him. The imposter himself knows it is difficult because it is a difficult thing for an imposter to do the right thing. It is a difficult thing for the Fulani Janjaweed to do what is right. It is difficult. So when the imposter in Nasrallah told you that it's a difficult thing that you're asking, he is right. He is right. It is a difficult thing for a Fulani Janjaweed to begin to value life all of a sudden. It's a difficult thing. It is part of them to take the innocent life. It is a difficult thing for Fulani to respect the life of the indigenous people of Nigeria. Indigenous people of that country called Nigeria, those indigenous people there, it is a difficult thing for Buhari and his kinsmen to begin to value their life. It is a difficult thing for a Janjaweed to begin to see you as a Nigerian. It's a difficult thing. If you don't know that, know it now. He has just said it. So when he told you that you are asking for a difficult thing, he is not mistaken. You are asking for something that is difficult. That is why I told you, you are negotiating from a very weak point. And you getting whatever you are negotiating for is only by the grace of Chukwu Okabiam. That is why we cannot stop what we are doing. We are not talking down on you. We are not telling you to stop or walk away. Continue what you are doing while we will continue on whatever we are doing. But remember, what we are asking for is self-determination and nothing else. Any negotiation you are going into without putting in consideration self-determination through referendum, you are wasting your time. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that I know, we never drop self-determination. It doesn't matter what is happening. It doesn't matter what you have to say. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will never drop self-determination for any garden thing. He won't drop it. So whatever, if you are making any negotiation based on one Nigeria, you have already failed in arrival. You already failed. You have already failed. If you are making any negotiation based on one Nigeria, you are negotiating from the wrong side. And that negotiation is not for Biafrans. Because 99.9% of Biafrans want self-determination. That's what they want. And that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has sacrificed everything sacrificable. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lost his two parents. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu left his children and wife. And he's today in the dungeon. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya and brought to Nigeria, rendition to Nigeria. If you are negotiating for one Nigeria, you have already failed. This is why every Biafran has to wake up and keep their eyes open. If these so-called politicians know what is well for them, what they have to do is to come out and protest along with the people. Open protest with the people. Lock down the whole of southeastern part of Nigeria on a Monday. Join the protest on a Monday. It is not too much to ask. Some of you might think you are doing it for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You don't want him to be praised. You don't want people to begin to see him as a god. Let me tell you, you are doing it for yourself, not for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was only that voice in the wilderness like John. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the voice in the wilderness, shouting and crying, preparing the way. That was the duty of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he has done his own duty. But we cannot allow him to remain in a dungeon. It doesn't matter what anybody says or does. We will not allow him to remain there. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that voice crying in the wilderness. So, when we call you to come out and march and demand for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which is the release of the Biafrans, the self-determination we are asking for, the freedom of Biafra. When you are asking for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are actually asking for your own freedom, not just for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But that is where so many people are getting it wrong. When we say sit at home, you are sitting at home for your own self. You are sitting at home, so set yourself free, set your born children free. You are sitting at home to make yourself a free man. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is just a symbol that Chukwu Okabem have chosen. Chukwu Okabem have prepared him and brought him, gave him the mantle, and he was able to keep himself clean, and he remained as white as snow, unbribable. Unbribable. He never compromised. Very, very consistent and truthful. That is why he's one that we chosen. And today, his name have raised the flag. So if you think you cannot protest openly, you cannot lock down the southeastern part of Nigeria because it's about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it is not just about Mazi Nnamdi. It is about every single human being living in Biafra land. And when I say Biafra land, I mean the south, the present south and the southeast, and the lower Benue. Everybody that is indigenous in this very aspect of that country we call Nigeria, this is your call, this is your race, this is your fight. You have to stand up and fight. You have to stand up and fight with all your strength, with all your might. You are not doing it for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And if anybody is trying to deceive you about the political solution, let me tell you what you have to know. Political solution, it is not only today we begin to hear about it. And each time you speak about political solution, most of the time, where the mind of the Janjaweed is going is in the one Nigeria. We are not asking for one Nigeria. We are not asking for one Nigeria. Biafrans are not asking for one Nigeria. And we will never, ever be part of that, your stupid one Nigeria. We will never be part of any nation that will make us a second-class citizen. We will never be part of any place where we will be controlled and told the post we're going to hold. We will not be part of any place where quota system will reign, where they will make an illiterate to be equal to an educated man. We won't be part of it. So if you are negotiating for one Nigeria, already you are failing. You are failing. You are on your own. You are on your own. I am just reminding those of them who are going to Abuja, go ahead, continue to go to Abuja. We are not talking down on you, we are not shouting down on you, but we are telling you our own stand and where we stand. What the Biafrans are asking for is an independent state of Biafra. Through referendum. We are not asking for war. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not called for war. Even when the Biafrans were angry, shouting from all corners, calling him to declare war, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said no. He cannot declare war. He considers the life of Biafra. He wants us to walk into Biafra alive. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continues to preach his message of peace. All he's asking is unity in the southeastern part of Nigeria, and then we come together in unity and demand for referendum. And as we are demanding for a referendum, everything is on board. Everything is on board. If need be that we have to get our referendum or get our country through armed struggle, it has to be a collective decision of every single Biafran, including a child. Every single Biafran has to air their opinion. That was the word of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have never one day woken up to declare Biafra or even form the Biafran army. He never did. He has only formed a security outfit to protect you and I. And that security outfit is still working. Up to tomorrow. That is why all hell break loose. When they saw that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was defending Biafra land by all means possible, legitimate means, I said, legitimate means, not illegitimate, legitimate means. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was asking for self-determination. It is legitimate. The security outfit that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu built, which is for self-determination, which is for self-defense, is legitimate. It is not against the law. International law backs him up in everything he does. That is why you see today, after they have succeeded in kidnapping him from Kenya, they brought him down. They renditioned him to their own country. Even in their court, they are scared to come out. They are so scared to face him in the court. It has graduated to the extent that they can't even allow the lawyers. They are scared to even face the lawyers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can see the number of lawyers that are volunteering, coming up to speak up for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are scared. They started preferring lawyers. Now they have graduated to the extent of that. Even the lead counsel, they can't allow them to appear in the court because they are scared. In their own court. Why do you think they are scared? It is not because of anything. It is because they have no charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not been proven guilty in any court of law all over the world. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not been proven guilty in any court of the law all over the world. It has never happened. IPOB is not a terrorist organization, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the most peaceful man you have in the southeastern part of Nigeria, if I may tell you. If you don't know it now. There are people who are very, very stubborn. People who cannot even listen to you. But today, you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have calmed everybody down. Calmed everybody down, and they were still holding on because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was speaking their voice. After Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had been kidnapped in Kenya, sent to Nigeria through rendition, today you see what is happening. You see the armed groups that are rising from all corners. Some people who are waiting for when Biafra struggle will go into the hand of separatists. They call us Biafra separatists. It has not yet graduated to separatists, but that is where we are headed. The Janjaweed are pushing on to be separatists. The Janjaweed, they are pushing on to be separatists. We are not separatists. That is not what we are. IPOB, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is a peaceful movement, a peaceful organization, asking for self-determination through referendum. They have never raised arm against any innocent person. But you see them describing us as separatists, pushing us down that lane. When the struggle of Biafra becomes a separatist, that is when you see warlord from all corners. That is when you see warlord, just like what you have in the South Sudan. In South Sudan, you have them fighting on different angles. You have warlord fighting from all angles. The same thing is happening in Amazonia, our brothers. You see warlords fighting. But in Biafra land, we haven't had that yet. It is still a peaceful movement. Very much peaceful. Asking for self-determination through referendum. And today, that peaceful man, that man who is holding the peace of the Southeast, is in captivity. Is in DSN. And we are saying, sit at home wherever you are to make him come out. Some people are thinking that it's not necessary. You think it is not necessary. Wait until he graduates, when that very Southeast will become a war zone. When warlords will take over the struggle. When warlords take over the struggle, then you will understand the language. You will understand. You know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the most peaceful man you can ever think of. With all the forces Mazi Nnamdi Kanu control, with all the population he control, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not raised arm, and neither has he called for war. He has not raised arm against anybody, even against his critics in that very southeastern part of Nigeria. He never raised arm against them. He has only spoken to them to change their ways. But today, they are pushing us to the stage where the struggle will go into the hand of the separatists, and we will have warlord everywhere. That is what we are trying to avoid. If you call yourself a Southeast elite, you call yourself governor, whatever you call yourself, this is the time for you to stand with the people, stand with the members of IPOB, stand with the indigenous people of Biafra, stand with people and protest. Come out and protest and demand for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on a Monday. Join the sit at home. If you are a well-meaning person, all of you that went to Abuja to go and beg, join the protest. Join the protest. Call a protest in the southeastern part of Nigeria. Lead the protest. You will be in the front. Let me tell you, if you don't lead that protest, if you don't lead that process, the struggle will go into the hand of the warlord. You want us to be separatists. If you don't lead a protest now to change the tide of things, to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released to calm the situation down. If you don't release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to calm the situation, the struggle is going to go into the hand of the separatists, and you will have warlord, and then you cannot have a place to land in the southeast. You will not have a place to land. You think it's a joke. You think it's a joke. Go ahead. It will be better for you that you come now openly and protest. Because after all, if you protest openly with your own people, you will be safe. Even the Janjaweed, their DSS cannot kill you. They will shoot at you. All these people that went to Abuja to go and beg. If you stand with your people, come on an open protest and demand for the unconditional release of your son, Abuja will invite you. You are not the one that is going to beg them. They are the one that are going to beg you to come. Abuja will beg you to come. If you stand with your people and protest in an open protest, they can't shoot a gun at you. Nobody will shoot a bullet at you. But the more you continue to go underground, the more you continue to go underground and beg, they are going to use their DSS to take you out. And when they take you out, believe you me, no Biafran is going to stand for you. No Biafran is going to cry. No Biafran will cry for you. No Biafra will remember you. No Biafra will even come for you. Remember you. If you want to be remembered and protected, if you are a Southeast elite, you are a member of an Resident Evil, you are a governor, you want to be protected, this is the time to join the sit at home on Monday. Call a massive protest on a Monday. Even if it's not every day. Call a massive protest on Monday and lead it. Let the chief, the Ezes, the traditional rulers, those who call themselves the GOs of church, come and lead the protest. Stay in the front. Nobody is going to shoot at you. The masses will be behind you. And let me tell you, Asorok will invite you. Then you will be standing on a solid ground and make your argument. You will be negotiating on a solid ground. Not negotiating on a very flimsy ground that you don't have any background. You are begging. Begging who? He has told you that what you are asking for is a difficult task. And that is truth. What you are asking for is a difficult task for a Janjaweed to do. A Janjaweed do not care about you and your life. A Janjaweed, the only language you understand is the language of violence. That's the language you understand. It is only when you are speaking in the language of violence, in a tough language, that is the only time they will listen to you. It is so sad that even in your conventional media, you see people saying that, you see people come to make that argument in your conventional media. They say that if you are negotiating from a weak point, the government of the Janjaweed can never ever listen to you. But when you are negotiating from a very strong point, that is the time the government will turn around, call you for negotiation, and they will negotiate. Every part of that very country from called Nigeria, every group that have been listened to are the group that are speaking from a very tough direction. You can see, even Boko Haram today, the government of the Janjaweed are discussing with Boko Haram, giving them amnesty, giving them, even putting them into their military, employing them and paying them. Because they are negotiating from a tough zone. You see, even the bandits challenge the government. They make an open case for the bandit and even shut people down on their national television. People will go and collect ransom for the bandit openly. And the government is not doing anything. They are negotiating with them. Negotiating with them. You now in the southeast that is asking for a legitimate thing. Your children have not killed. Your children have not kidnapped. Your children have not stolen from anybody. They have not embezzled any money from anybody. They have not killed any innocent person. They have not done anything wrong. All they are asking is for self-determination that is in the law of that country called Nigeria, and again supported by international law. And in Nigerian international law, in African law, it is there. Instead of you, those of you who call yourself elites, those idiots who are in the House of Assembly, all of them, they cannot even touch this part of the section of the law and activate it and demand for that. Demand for it, let it be that they don't agree. Raise it in the National Assembly. Raise the issue of self-determination in the National Assembly. Let it be that they don't agree. You won't do that. You can't stand over the people. You are going to Abuja to beg. And as you are going to beg, you want us to stop what we are doing that is working. The only thing that we did that made you to even begin to talk about the situation. Because most of you are relaxing. You thought, how is it going to be somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? How old is he that is going to lead a struggle, that everybody will begin to talk about him? Because of your envy and jealousy, some of you who come to online, you begin to address Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a child. You address him as a boy. A man that is above 50. A man that is above 50, you are addressing him as a boy. Even when he has more experience and knowledge more than you, he has offered to the people more than you can ever do in the whole of your life. Yet, you address him as a boy. Even when you know that across the world, there are places where people who are leading them are 30 years below 50. They are leading countries. Leading countries, presidents of nations that are below 50. They are everywhere. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you come, you talk down on him. When you want to talk about his issue, you will say that boy. You say that boy. You don't even call him a man, you say that boy. Just to make sure you dehumanize him because he's a Mazi Nnamdi. The fight that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting is not about himself. Chukwu Okike Abịama gave him the mantle, just as he has given so many of you in the past, but you refuse to take it. Chukwu Okike Abịama gave every one of you, those of you that went to Abuja, gave all of you, one of you, an assignment, but most of you refuse to take up that assignment. You refuse to take it up. You think that you'll be appointed and you got to the stage you are just because of yourself. It was because of a particular purpose, but when you got there, you begin to use the purpose to serve yourself. But Chukwu Okike Abịama gave assignment to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took up his assignment and he is doing the needful, what he's supposed to do. He has never looked back. He has never looked back. And that is why every single Biafran, wherever they are across the world, are standing behind him. And they are not looking back. It doesn't matter what you tell them. It doesn't matter. You can see, even in the leadership of IPOB, you can see they have called off the sit at home. They demonize people who are doing sit at home. But even today, as I speak to you, people are still sitting at home. The videos are everywhere. Evidence are everywhere. People are sitting at home. And they will continue to sit at home until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released. If you have not seen the videos, I'm going to share with you for you to see.
Ndị Igbo ekene m unu. Ụtụtụ ọma gị bụ onye na-esonye anyị na BBC News Igbo. Ebe nnọ ugbu a bụ na Kenyatta Market dị na Enugu State. Ọ dị mma, nya bụ Kenyatta Market anyị bịara n'ụtụtụ tata ka anyị gosi unu ka Enugu si wee dị, mana tata bụ ụbọchị Monde eji amekeresi nọdụ n'ụlọ. Mana ka ọ dị ugbu a, ndị Enugu nakwazi mpaghara ọwụwa anyanwụ Naịjirịa niile na-ekwu na ha akagbuola ya bụ si nọdụ kene n'ụlọ nke bekee kpọrọ sit at home. O wee bụrụ ya na ndị otu na-azọ nnwere onwe akpọrọ Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB ewepụtala ozi si ndị mmadụ gagharịwa. O wee bụrụkwa na otu ọhaneze ndị Igbo tinyekwara ọnụ n'okwu ahụ wee sịkwa ndị mmadụ gagharịba. Anyị wee sị ka anyị gagharịkwa na gburugburu Enugu dịka anyị si eme kwa Mọnde ọbụla iji gosi unu ka obodo si wee dobe ihu. Sonyesi anyị ike na BBC News Igbo. Aha m bụ Ebere Ekeọpara. Ebe m bịara ugbu a bụ ebe a na-akpọ Kenyatta Market. Ya bụ Kenyatta Market bụ ebe a na-ere ihe eji arụ ụlọ, ma ngwa eletrik o, ma nke eji emezigasị ụlọ. Ka anyị nene ka nya bụ ahịa si wee dị n'ụtụtụ tata. Ọ n'Enugu ka anyị nọ. Ndewonu. Ọ dị mma, enwe ihe ọbụla ị chọrọ ka anyị saa gị maka ihe mmemme anyị na-egosi gị n'ụtụtụ a, ị nwere ike jụọ anyị. IJ Chinechelum, ndewo na ị na-esonye anyị na BBC News Igbo. E bụrụ ndị maara Kenyatta Market ọfụma, unu ga-ama na ebe a bụ ebe a na-akpọ UBA anụnwa dị n'ime ya bụ ahịa Kenyatta. Ndị mmadụ pụtakwara, mana ọ dịghị ka o kwesịrị isi dị mgbe niile, kama ọ dị mma. Hụnụ n'anya kịta ịhụ na nyaba ahịa dịkwa ka ndị mmadụ pụtara, mana ahịa emepeghị otu o kwesịrị ịdị. Mami, ka ije ọnụ ga-ajụjụ o. Ọ dị mma, ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ na-agba ọsọ onye nke isiri ka ị jụọ ya ajụjụ onye nke ahụ a na-agba ọsọ onye nke isi ka ị jụọ ya ajụjụ ọ gbapụ ọsọ ọ dị mma n'ihe a bụ Kenyatta market dị na Enugu ya bụ ahịa Kenyatta dị ka ọ gbachitụrụ agbachi mana ndị na-azụ ya bụ ahịa nọgasị wee na-ene anya ka ha mara ka ihe si wee dị mara ma ha ga-emepe ya bụ ahịa ọ dị mma ka anyị nenekana ka ọtụtụ n'ime ha ga-esi wee gwa anyị okwu n'ụtụtụ a ọ dị mma ka anyị nenekene ka ọtụtụ ndị na-azụ ahịa na Kenyatta ka ha gwa anyị uche obi ha na ka ha si wee bịa ahịa tata ọ dị mma kedu onye nke anyị na-ekwu ọ dị mma ọ ndị a bụ ndị ji ahịa Kenyatta market Enugu ka anyị nọ ugbu a ọga ndewo
thank you
ị nọ na BBC News Igbo kene ndị Igbo na-esonye anyị
Igbo mma mmanụ daalụ
ka anyị mata afa gị na onye obi Igbo
oke abụ m onye Igbo maka security reason mee ekwuchi a na-abịa kpọrọ m
ọ dị mma otu ahụ si wee nsogbu adị ọ dị mma kedu ka isi fụ ka ahịa si wee dị tata
afịa niile dị dry enwere oke m na-asụ Igbo ba oke afịa niile enwere afịa na-azụ azụ and obi adịrị anyị mma ịghọta so nwanne anyị nwoke abụkwanụ maazị Nnamdị Kanụ eji ha rapụrụ anyị ya ha ga-arapụ ya bifo anyị mepewe shop anyị
ya bụ na ihe ị na-akọta ugbu a bụ na iji obi gị wee sonye n'ihe ahụ a na-eme maka na ịchọ ka arapụ maazị
yes onye Igbo ọbụla ga-emepe shop ya nọ n'ala Igbo ada akwado ihe a na-eme sị rapụla anyị nwa amadi a because ndị Hausa a na-abịa ejide ndị Boko Haram asị na ọ repented Boko Haram akpọbatakwa ha n'amị ịghọtago so onye nke a bụ nwanne anyị nwoke sị rapụla anyị ya we are ready anyị dị nkwadobe imegide ihe a till next 100 years ma ọ bụ na ha rapụrụ anyị nwoke a nke ọzọ anyị na-akwado ime bụ ịbịa soluzie a ga-emepela anyị correction center niile anyị ga-abịa banye ebe a free of charge
onwe ndị mmadụ na-asị gị ụfọdụ si gị nice talk ụfọdụ si gị tibi ike ụmụkwa ndị si gị ichere na ya bụ sit-at-home a na-eme Monday o nwere ka o si affect
ọ na-emetụ biznes anyị ọ metụ emetụsi ike mana ihe a anyị ga-ata afọ a once and mmadụ ka eji aka Nelson Mandela nọ 34 years na prison 20 something years nke anyị ka nọ some months anyị ga-anọgide even as not 50 years anyị ga-anọ sisarapụrụ anyị Nnamdị Kanụ unconditional thank you.
ndị na-azụ ahịa na Kenyatta market Enugu na-ekwu ka obi dị ha ọ nọ live ọga ọ nọ live jee gosi ha ka ha na-ekiri ya ndewo biko ka mmata afa gị
abụ m onye Igbo
ọ dị mma kwee ka obi dị gị
obi adịrọ mma maka nwa anyị nwoke ha ji ha hapụ ya ka ihe na-aga ọfụma onye ọbụla macha eziokwu na ọ hapụta na-ekpuchi ya aka sị hapụ nwoke a ọ na-ekwu eziokwu ị na-eketa nwe ụzọ anyị na-ege ntị anọkọtasị anyị na-akagbugo sit-at-home onye anyị na-ege ntị bụ nwa anyị nwoke okwu anyị anụ ya mana ihe a na-anọkọtasị anyị na-akagbugo anaghị ha kagburu ihe a na-egbu anyị mmụọ na ya nara azụtachi ahịa ụbọchị Mọnde mana o nwere ihe o mere mmadụ na-atụ ndụ ya Jizọs Kraịst tụfuru ndụ ya maka ndị nke ya mechie nwetakwa ihe ọ chọrọ so na ihe ọbụla na-afụ ọgwụ na-arụ ọ bụrụ ezigbo ife so na otochi afọ anyị fụ na-arụ ọ dị anyị ụsọ n'obi ka a hapụ na anyị na ndị karị
ndewo ọ dị mma ọga anyị chọkwa ka ọ tinye ọnụ na anya bụ ọga ndewo
ọnụ m na-etinye bụ ọnụ ndị ọzọ tinyere ibe na-ewute nnukwu n'ibe a na-eme bụ na ndị ibe anyị bụ ndị na-emegide anyị bụ ndị Naijiria na-emegide ndị Igbo anyị o nwere ka ọ dị Nnamdị Kanụ onwe ife o mere sugwepụta ebe a bikọs o nwere ife ọbụla o mere onye ọbụla mmaala ifu na ekpebi ekpe ebe eji hapụ ya bụ na ama na ọ ya ekpegbu so ọ bụrụ na a hapụrụ ya okwuo eziokwu anyị nwa dị ledi isu Enugu o jere anyị dị ledi for 50 years
maka ịma ndị Igbo na-esonye anyị na-anya kịta na-afụ ajụjụ ha na-ajụgasị ịfụrụ ya ị ga-eji ma na ihe a bụ live a na-afụ ya n'ụwa niile ha na-ajụgasị na ajụjụ asị ọ na o nwere ka o si emetụta unu
anyị nwa ọ na-emetụta ịmakwa na ndị Igbo anyị na-eluzu billions of naira every day every Monday mana anyịrị ya ịmakwa ga ndị Igbo si achụ ego mana anyịrị ha nyekọrọ millions of dollars a na-ekwu ka hapụrụ anyị ya onye ọbụla maara ịmakwu na Naịjirịa niile onye ọbụla maara mbute o gwutere ndị Igbo eji hafụ mme biznes be were na-akwụsị n'ọrụ mụnwa dị ife abụ mụnwa bụ millionaires ana m eme biznes mụnwa nwere ndị na-emere biznes mana anyị asị mfa stọpụ ka anyị nọrụ na-enye anyị mgbe eji hapụ anyị abịa ka ibe agakwara iro
ọ dị mma ọga anyị nwere ndụmọdụ ị ga-enye ndị
Igbo na-ekwu Chineke mee ebere ahapụ ya today ikwu na ọ bụ ndị Igbo bụ nwe Naịjirịa agaba emebe ọfụma pama makwu na ọrụ ndị Igbo bụ Naịjirịa and ị ga-ahụ na Chineke mee ebere special ndị Anambra steeti elekshọn anyị mere ya eweta agamniru na Naịjirịa karịa past abịa ka na-eme ka mmadụ
Igbo bụ Igbo unu anụgo ya nọ ndị nọ na Kenyetta market na-ekwu ka obi dị ha ọ ka nwere ndị ọzọ chọkwara itinye ọnụ ọga anyị ndewo tata bụ Mọnde unu ada azụ afịa kedu ka obi dị
obi adịghị m mma maka nwanne m nwoke echi bụ Nnamdi Kalụ si hapụrụ anyị ya ahapụrụ anyị ya anyị ebidokwaziba ahịa anyị ji obi anyị ibu na agara m ụka ndị prisi anyị si anyị n'aka nsigo ya nsị mba aka ji nwanne anyị nwoke maka na onurube nwanne agbara ọsọ ọ mmadụ ka eji ọ bụrụ anụmanụ ka eji and nwa mmadụ a enwere ihe o mere bụ Nnamdi Kalụ so si rapụrụ anyị ya anyị azụ akwa ya ka anyị si chọọ ya
ọ ka nwekwara onye ọzọ nọkwa ebe ahụ ọga ndewo
ya nne daalụ
tinye n'ọnụ n'okwu a
oke biko ihe m na-ekwu bụ ya bikos ị na-anya ifu ka Enugu si wee dị etu ọ dị n'Enugu ka ọ dị na Anambra etu ọ ka ọ dị na Ama Ebonyi ma ebe niile sit at home anyị nwata ihe onwe onye fọsụrụ anyị na sit at home anyị ji ọsụpụta ka anyị were ihe nawakwa na ya dị ọ bụ ị na-anya ifu na shọpụ niile gbochiri agbochi a kpọpere main gate mana anyị gwara ha mepe shọpụ so ihe anyị na-ekwu bụ sirapụrụ anyị nwanne anyị nwoke Nnamdi Kalụ getago ihe ọ na-eme dị anyị mma bikos ọ ya bụ ọnụ na-ekwuru ụmụ Igbo getago so ị na-anya kịta efu na some of ndị ọchịchị anyị a na-ekwu maka anyị nwa ihe a na-ekwu maka onwe ha maka elekshọn 2023 mana nwa amadi a na-achọ otu ọ ga-esi dịrị anyị mma ị na-anya kịta efu na wọfụ anyị nwere wọfụ na Ọnịcha achọghị ka edevelopụ onye anyị si ebe a na-ata afọ na-agba moto na-eje Legọs wọfụ dị na pọtụ si developụ onye ka anyị ji ebe a na-eburu anyị ihe niile abụsoro ihe nwanne anyị nwoke na-ekwu ka emepere anyị arụọla anyị ka o ga-esidere anyị ma arụọla anyị international airport cheki everyday anyị na-agba moto eje Lagos ka anyị ba plane jebe America mana anyị nwere pọtụ na anyị nwere international azụpọzi ime na international airport na Enugu anyị na-eje Abuja on the way nwere ike ijekwe nwee accident onye anwụọ dị ịfụrụ ya mana ọ bụrụ na ọ dị anyị nso ebe a nwere ike were keke ruo ebe a obenata jee Ọnịcha enwere seaport na Ọnịcha getago iji n'anya na biznes na Naịjirịa ọ ndị Igbo na-eme ya mana ndị ọda Naịjirịa nsị ha dị ihe a na-achọ pọwa ọchịchị that side aha I suppose isi wee bụrụ one Naịjirịa ha gbachie ha na-eme anyị ya ihe niile abụ ihe Nnamdi Kalụ na-ekwu o so na ihe o ji negide si ka anyị nọrọzie onwe anyị ka anyị wee developụ ihe niile ahụ anyị chọrọ ka anyị developụ ndị Naịjirịa mana ha ekwe ọhụrụ ka nọmba 1 ugodo ya a ga-erelizi Nnamdi Kalụ unconditional erelize ya wee jụọ nwa amadi kedu ihe bụ problem ihe niile anyị na-ekwu ihe niile ahụ o kwuru ọnụ anyị ka ọ na-ekwu so ihe niile ahụ o kwuru eme ya etu ahụ anyị kwere everything o kwuru anyị kwere ihe ọ ga-ekwu ọsọ okwu ha na ọjụọ anyị maka ihe anyị chọrọ anyị kwuo na referendọm si mere anyị referendọm ọgwa nọ Naịjirịa si na a ga-eme ka e mere Okeke ka eme Okafọ ihe wee dị mma anyị esi mekwe ya etu ahụ so ọ na ya ka anyị nọ nne ya nne
ọ dị mma unu afụgo ka ndị na-azụ ahịa na Kenyetta si wee na-atinye ọnụ na ya bụ okwu ihe gbasara ojiji eji maazị Nnamdi Kalụ ha na-agwa anyị n'ụtụtụ a na ha ji obi ha wee nọdụ wee na-eme ya bụ ihe ọ dị mma ka anyị mata aha gị taa.
Igbo bụ Igbo, ekene m. Afọ m bụ Chukwu ji ekwe ekwenugo.
O nwere ebe m chọrọ isi jụ gị ajụjụ. Ị mara na ndị a na-akpọ ọha na eze ndị Igbo na-asị ndị mmadụ bidokwazịa n'ahịa zụba n'ahịa ka ihe ị nwere ikwu maka ya?
Ife m nwere ike ikwu na ya bụ na ọha na eze ndị Igbo ife ha na-eme bụkwanụ ka ọ dịrị ndị Igbo na mma, mana ndị nọkwanụ n'ụlọ n'otu aka ha na-emekwe ka ọ dịkwalụ ndị Igbo na mma. So e ga-enwe ebe e ga-esi wee nweta balansị nke ndị oyibo na-akpọ balansị ka a hazie enye ọfụma ka afọ na ana Igbo anyị agara azụrụ nne, because ife a na-anọ n'ụlọ every Monday ọ na-emetụta anyị, ọ na-emetụta anyị bụ ndị na-azụ afịa, na-emetụtakwa mmadụ niile, ọ bụ ogodi biznes niile a na-eme n'ala Igbo ọ na-emetụta anyị. So ihe m na-ayọ ọha na eze bụ si yọwa ndị na-achị obodo ka amalụ ka e ga-esi wee rapụ nwa amadi ya bụ Nnamdi Kanu, ka a tọrapụ ya so that ka ife niile nwee ike na-achịkwe ka o si wee dị bifọ, ka obodo anyị dịkwanụ mma, bikos ọkwa na Igbo bụ ihe ji Naijiria. Ọ dị mma, ọnya ka anyị na-ayọ.
Maazị ya ka m chọkwa ka itinye ọnụ na ya bụ ihe ọha na eze na-ekwu si ndị ahịa bidokwanụ pụtara, ka ihe ị nwere ikwu maka ihe ọha na eze?
Ihe ọha na eze na-ekwu si ndị ahịa bidokwa, okwu ha bụ na ha kwuru na ya nụ ha rapụ Nnamdi Kanu, ha na-ekwukwa okwu ka a ga-esi rapụ ya. Nnamdi Kanu adị ekwuru onwe, ọ dị ekwuru maka sọsọ onwe ya, ọ na-ekwutere ndị Igbo niile. Ịghọta, enwere ihe Nnamdi Kanu mee sisi rapụ Nnamdi Kanu. A na-ejide ndị Boko Haram na-ejide obodo, chụpụ obodo, gbusịa ndị niile nọ n'obodo, ejide ha, ndị amị anyị jide ha sị na ọ repented Boko Haram, arapụ ha, enwere ihe a na-eme ha. Ha jide nwanne anyị nwoke kpụrụ ya ga kpọchie, obi adịra anyị mma. So bifo a na-eme anything sisi rapụrụ anyị Nnamdi Kanu, arapụ Nnamdi Kanu abịa ekwuo ka Naijiria ya esi dị. Thank you.
Ọ dị mma. Igbo bụ Igbo, unu ahụgo ka anyị siri wetara unu n'ụtụtụ a na ya bụ sit at home a na-eme n'Enugu. Ị na-anya ịhụ na ndị na-azụ ahịa pụtara, mana ebe a na-azụ ya bụ ahịa gbachichara agbachi. Ebe a bụ ọdụ ahịa Kenyetta market Enugu, ebe a na-elegasị ngwa ahịa eji arụ ụlọ. Ị na-anya ịhụ na ọtụtụ ndị na-azụ ahịa pụtachara, mana ụlọ ahịa ha gbachiri agbachi. Ọ na Enugu steeti ka anyị nọ na-ewetara ya unu n'ụtụtụ anụnwa. Ndị mma, unu anụgokwanụ ka ndị bụ ndị na-azụ ahịa si wee gwacha anyị uche obi ha n'ihe gbasara ya bụ sit at home a na-eme. Ọtụtụ n'ime ha sịrị na ha ji obi ha wee na-agbachi ọdụ ahịa ha kwa Mọnde, n'agbanyeghị na ndị ọha na eze ndị Igbo nakwa otu ndị ọzọ niile ekwuola sị ndị mmadụ pụtazịa zụba ahịa. Ọ dị mma. Ana m afụ ajụjụ niile unu na-ajụ anyị. Enwelu m John, afọ m na ị na-ekiri anyị, ndewo. Ọ na Kenyetta Enugu ka anyị nọ. Ike Divine, afọ m na ị na-ekiri anyị, ndewo. Ọ dị mma, anyị ga-aga n'ihu gosi unu ebe ndị ọzọ niile n'Enugu, dịka anyị sikwa wee gosi unu ebe a bụ Kenyetta market.
Biafrans know what they want. What they want is total freedom from the consumption called Nigeria. We are not asking for a better Nigeria or negotiating for anyone Nigeria. What we are negotiating for is for independent Biafra, self-determination through referendum. That is what we are asking for and nothing else. And if you are going to negotiate with us, you are going to negotiate from a strong point of view. Do not go and negotiate from a weak point of view, because the Janjaweed can never offer you anything. Political solution, as we have known, has never ever worked. Political solution has never ever been for the interest of the Biafran. Political solution is always for the interest of the one Nigeria. If you don't know that, know it now. Every time you hear political solution, the only thing that you can come to your head is one Nigeria. Political solution has never been for the interest of the Biafra struggle. It has always been for one Nigeria. Our eternal leader, Dim Ojumegwu, tried the political solution. It never worked. He went to Aburi to negotiate. Negotiated and negotiated and negotiated. At the end of the day, they were, because of one Nigeria, 5 million and more were killed. And up to date are still being killed. All in the name of political solution. Dim Ojumegwu cried and said, if you have any political means, any political solution to end this very fight and make sure that we have an independent and people are peaceful, bring it on board. There was none that was offered. The only thing that was offered to Biafra was death. It came to the state of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave way for political solution when the governors invited him. They asked him a series of questions and said all manner of things. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them, go ahead with your political solution. You want restructuring? Go and get the restructuring and come back. As for me, I am going to continue to hold on self-determination until I see what you are coming on with. When I see what you have brought on the table, we will not consider either to drop self-determination or not. What did they do? Instead of listening to that message Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have given them, instead of going to pursue the restructuring, they never went for that restructuring. They went to begin to pursue on how to destroy Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And at the end of the day, what did they come back with? They came back with Python dance. In that Python dance, they went to Afari Beku, and 28 innocent Biafrans were killed. More than members of IPOB. 25 soldiers, Biafran soldiers, members of IPOB were killed, including Jack, the dog of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Through that very Python dance and what happened in the home of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, through that very same political situation, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lost his two parents. His mother and father were lost. Political solution. It wasn't enough for them. Still that same political solution, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continued to preach. They never did anything. Continue to ask them, do the needful. Political solution. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also contributed, added his own quota during their so-called NSAS. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu added his voice. Another political solution. Did it work? It never worked. At the end of the day, the government turned it against the people. Today, even people who were killed in NSAS cannot be remembered. Nobody remembers them. They deny them. They are still denying up today something that was streamed live. We saw people. Even when their own committee they have formed have come out to say that people died, their Minister for Information is still denying that nobody died. The military is still denying that they didn't shoot at anybody. This is a nation you want to be part of. Political solution. It has never ever been a solution anywhere in Nigeria. It has never been a solution. It is only a solution for those who are supporting the caliphate. They are the people that the political solution is working for. Because it is the political solution that will make somebody who is an illiterate to become a president over somebody who is educated, even a professor. Political solution. It is a political solution that will give an appointment to somebody who do not have any portfolio ahead of somebody who have acquired knowledge in so many universities across the world. Political solution. That is what it does. That is why you don't have to trust it or believe in it. You don't have to trust and believe in it. And it's so sad that the elite we have in the southeastern part of Nigeria don't understand this. It is happening. Everything that is political is against the Biafrans. Everything that is political in that zoo is against the Biafrans. That is why we don't believe in it. Even these politicians know, but yet, because it pays their bill, because their bill is being paid by the Janjaweed through the blood of the innocent, because it protects their loot, they don't care. You see them talking about Igbo presidency. Igbo presidency, my food. Even the negotiation they are going, don't be surprised that negotiation is one of the conditions that they were given for them to have Igbo presidency. Even when they know that it's a lie, They will not be given an Igbo president. One of the conditions that was given to them that we should drop our agitation for us to be able to contest for presidency. Another lie, which is one of the reasons I don't believe their negotiation. And today they are telling us to stop what is working. Trying to kill the struggle, trying to kill the voice of the people by all means because of their political ambition. Igbo presidency. Jonathan was a president. What did Jonathan do in Biafra land? Nothing. Jonathan is a Biafran. He was a president. What did he do? Do you think an Igbo Biafran becoming a president would be different from Jonathan becoming a president? Jonathan was a Biafran president. Do you think an Igbo Biafran becoming a president would be different from what Jonathan was? You are wasting your time and deceiving yourself. Deceiving you. That's why sometimes I don't believe any single thing they are saying. I don't believe. Not even an age. I don't believe. Even when they know that the Igbo presidency cannot be given to them. You see what is happening in the Southwest. You see this is why I say we don't have elites. We don't have leaders in the southeastern part of Nigeria. Look at the Afenifere. Look at the Afenifere. Look at the way the Afenifere operate. As much as they have their own weaknesses, look at how they operate. If it were in the Southeast will never appoint somebody who is a critical critic of the government to be a leader of Ohanes and Igbo. The Southeast will never put somebody who is a critic of the government to be the leader of Ohanes and Igbo. They won't. They will always use those who are puppets in the hand of the Janjaweed. Those puppets, there's people they're going to appoint. In any critical post, they will appoint. The Janjaweed will appoint for them, not even that they will appoint. Look at our Afenifere brothers, our Odudua brothers. The leader of Afenifere is a total critic of the government. It doesn't just start from Buhari. He sets the record straight. He doesn't dine with the government. He doesn't care who is in seat or whatever. He is speaking on the same tone up to today. He said the same thing. Recently, he had released a press statement. He has released a statement that they don't care about whatever 2023 anybody is talking about. That if Nigeria is not being restructured, that they will consider calling the whole Yorubas to boycott anything that has to do with the election in 2023. They have started already. But in the South, what do you see? Southeast is just folding their hand. They don't care. Even though when the Southwest have a leading candidate, Tinubu, they have one of the leading candidates. But the leader of Afenifere have issued a statement and said that they are considering that the Yorubas will not participate in any election in 2023 unless Nigeria is being restructured. That is how a leader has to. That is how somebody who cares about his own people, who leads, that is how they behave. But in the southeastern part of Nigeria, what do you see? In the southeastern part of Nigeria, you don't give post to people who speak with their people. They are speaking the tone of the Janjaweed, supporting Janjaweed in anything they're doing. You are begging, going to beg, begging your enemy for your life, and you think you can survive. Going for negotiation table in a weak point. It is not even a negotiation table because nobody invited you. You just went to beg. You went to beg. There wasn't any negotiation. You went to beg. That's what it is. And the person you went to beg told you that it's impossible. It's impossible because in their own dictionary there is nothing like begging. In their own dictionary, you will get everything you want by force. That is how Janjaweed operate. They get what they want by force. That is why they are holding Nigeria captive by force. Trying to dip their Quran into the deep sea by all means possible. They get what they want by force. That is why when they say Ruga, you say no. They say livestock, you say no. Now they push it by force. They are giving money to governors. They say they're buying the governors, giving them money to establish their livestock, whatever. By force. That is how they operate. And the earlier you wake up as a Southeastern leader, the better for you. If you think it's a joke, it is not a joke. If you want things to happen, join the sit at home. The whole elite in the South, not just sit at home. Conduct a massive protest on a Monday. A massive protest to be led by the leaders in Igbo land, leaders in southeastern part of Nigeria, leaders in Biafra land. Let the leaders in Biafra land lead a protest, a massive protest. That is the only thing that can change the situation. And if you think it's a joke, continue dancing around and continue begging. Nothing will change. But for the masses, I thank Chukwu Abiyama that Biafrans are standing strong. On their own, the only thing that is leading the struggle now is the spirit of Biafra. Chukwu Abiyama is leading the struggle. Nobody is leading. He gave the mantle to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, through his spirit and the spirit of Chukwu Abiyama, is passing through information, as information to everybody. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's blood is flowing on our veins. The only thing we want is self-determination through referendum and nothing more. No more, no less. We are not asking for any Igbo presidency. We are not asking for anything. All we want is our freedom. Period. And there can be no negotiation by anybody except by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is the only one that will be on the negotiation table to tell us what we want to hear. Apart from that, you are wasting your goddamn time. May Chukwu Okike my guide and protect every Biafran that is protesting, that is still standing ground to make sure that our voice being heard. May Chukwu Okike continue to protect every Biafran wherever they may be in that country called Nigeria. People who are sitting at home today, every single Biafran is sitting at home today, may Chukwu Okike prosper them. Whatever they lay their hand upon will surely prosper. By the time they go back to their business on Tuesday, they will sell greater than they have ever sold. And those betrayers, they will definitely pay. We don't have time for the betrayers. They will definitely pay because the spirit of Biafra is taking vengeance for us. It's fighting for us. But for the Biafrans who are fighting on the front, all the broadcasters who are making sure that people get the right information, may Chukwu Okike continue to guide and bless you. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our brothers in the Duduwa land. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every single Biafran wherever they may be on this planet Earth. May Chukwu Okike continue to protect every Oduduwan, every Biafran, every Middle Belt, every indigenous tribe in the country of Nigeria who is genuinely seeking for freedom. Chukwu Okike will protect you. Sunday, wherever you are, Chukwu Okike will protect you, set you free from captivity, and give you the strength to continue your struggle. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Strengthen him, give him more strength, give him more knowledge, give him more wisdom, give him more revelation, so that very soon he will join us and we will march into Biafra without looking back. Thank you so much for watching wherever you're watching from. And remember, guys, they will kill us, we will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra is here. It is already here. Let's walk into Biafra and celebrate. Thank you and bye-bye. See you again on the next video.